Welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. My name is Prabhat, your host for the podcast today, and I've got a really good guest today, Alexey from Unybrands, and we'll be talking about exit for the Amazon sellers. So, Alexey, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you, Prabhat. Hi, I'm Alexey. Hi, everyone. Pleasure to be
Ex-
here.
Excellent, Alexey. I think it's good for you to introduce yourself and what you're doing with Unybrands at the moment.
Yeah, of course. I'm Alexey. I'm heading growth efforts of Unybrands in Europe. For those who don't know, Unybrands is one of those Amazon FBA aggregators or strategic buyers, as we prefer to call the place in the niche, that have appeared on the market a couple of years ago. As for me, I've been a founder myself, and my background is helping companies grow faster and scale internationally. I'm also an ex-Amazon seller. I had a successful exit together with a business partner of mine a few years ago. And when I look back at the multiple we have received back then, I cannot stop smiling. So it is extremely exciting to see what transformational tectonic shifts are happening in our space now. And I believe that the recent rise of aggregators is probably one of the best things that could happen to the sellers nowadays. 3, 4 years ago, it was a very difficult challenge to find a strategic partner and sell your business. And it's a completely different game now. So excited to be on this podcast and chat a bit about what are the opportunities for the sellers if they want to exit this year. What are the risks? What are the benefits? And yeah, let's jump right into this.
Yeah, excellent. So as the topic suggests, is it the right time to sell your Amazon business? So if I'm selling on Amazon, when is the right time for me to exit?
Well, I think that the right time to exit is when you are ready for that. And ideally, you should start thinking about an exit uh, before you get in touch with any of the strategic buyers over there. The common reasons to sell the business are the following. You can experience a burnout between all the on and off Amazon daily business operations required. You might be forced to constantly be online and active. And then there are different levels that become more competitive, like PPC, campaign management and costs. More players enter the market. Monthly VAT returns follow from European expansion, and so on. So one can easily experience a burnout and just wish to move on. Another driver which can help someone to think about exiting is competition. First of all, the number of aggregators is increasing. Chinese competitors are there. Amazon brands get a larger market share, so it will get eventually harder for independent brand owners to compete. One other thing that we see why someone considers an exit is the skill set and mindset requirements. So sellers enjoy creating and launching new products. They enjoy scaling the business from zero and enjoy the earlier stages of brand creation. When this transitions to heavy data analysis, business optimization, and streamlining the business P&L, sellers become less interested, which I understand because I went through this myself. Instead, they might look to exit and use the process to create new brands, transition back to doing what they are more interested in. And a few more drivers, lack of expertise, lack of resources, and the major one of them would be financial risks. So de-risking personal finances is a key reason why sellers exit. Products can get suspended. It is asset intensive in terms of inventory, working capital, and cash actually invested in the business. So lots of sellers take second mortgages, take personal lines of credits, leverage up their credit cards for a purchase order. And to keep growing the business at a certain rate, they must keep investing more working capital, which is of course expensive. It might loom on you, and it all leads to all these questions raised, like what should I do with my business? Um, and exit becomes one of the great possibilities.
Yeah. So what you're saying is build a business to some extent and then sell it off to release yourself from day-to-day operational side. So
Yeah, that's correct. And one thing I would like to add, I would suggest building a business keeping an exit in mind, but not necessarily building a business that is built to exit or to cash in only. The main goal is to make sure that your customer is happy and not the potential buyer. And if the customers love your product, if your product serves the needs of a very niche community and tailored to the demand of this community, that's when your brand is going to grow eventually. And of course, having a great brand with great financials, but most important, with great product reviews, will get you to a successful exit if you want to consider it.
Yeah, excellent. So, so if somebody's has built a business to some extent, so I think we are talking a little bit vague when we say some extent. So, if I am to talk to Unybrands, and I know you'll be with us in Ammerfest in Manchester next month, which is not far away now. It's 11th of March. So, if I am to come and see you, what level of sales I need to be? So, should it be 80,000 a year, 100,000 a year? What is the level of sales I need to start even talking to you?
I would say you can always approach us and have a conversation opener to understand what are the specifics, because the earlier you have this chat, the more learnings you have and the better you are prepared come exit in like 12 or 24 months. The average market works the way that you should be close to 1 million revenue in the last 12 months. And ideally, your seller discretionary earnings should be around 20% of that amount. That's when the most of strategic buyers, including Unybrands, start to consider whether this or that brand is a great opportunity to invest in. At the same time, there are some other aggregators in the market that specifically focus themselves on smaller brands, and I mean smaller in terms of revenue, not smaller in terms of potential. So there are some players in the market that will be happy to invest in a brand that is making 200, 300, 500,000 in the last 12 months revenue. I would say it's always a good moment to have a chat and understand what your brand is worth, and if you need to tweak a few things to increase your valuation.
Okay. No, yeah, that's a good suggestions, because once you start having a chat, maybe you'll give us some sort of guidance, put system in place. Maybe that will help improve the sales in a certain period of time. That's because I'm thinking you are very much experienced in managing the accounts and understanding what the potential can be. So that's good. Needless to say, when you start thinking about selling, and it's can be somebody's baby, which they've worked many years and worked hard for it. So, is there any risks involved selling this Amazon business to yourself?
I would say when you are considering to exit, you of course should do all the checks, including the checks on the personal level. Like, do you have a good collaboration, and do you feel that you click and fit with your potential buyer? I would suggest asking the potential buyer to introduce you as a seller to the team that is going to work on your brand. That's something that we are happy to do at Unybrands, and you can see who are those people who would work on your brand as a team, and you can also see whether you trust them or not. One other thing is the risks. Is when you exit, you should try to understand what is the track record behind the aggregator you are talking to. Do they have a proven track record of getting things done, and can they actually help your brand to not only sustain but also to increase the year-over-year revenue growth? And are there cases or are there examples that did work well or did not work well, and what was the reason for that? So I would be asking those questions, of course. Last but not least, you would want to partner up with a strategic buyer who has a deep expertise in the niche that you have built your brand in. So let's say if you do supplements, you should talk to an aggregator that has proven track record and deep niche expertise in supplements. You don't want to get in touch with a jack of all trades because you eventually risk the earnout part of your compensation that you get when you exit.
Okay, excellent. So I think you've given us quite a bit of details, enough for somebody to even start chatting with you and talking through things about their account. So if somebody is to get in touch with you, where's the best place to get to you, Alexey?
Well, the best place is, of course, Manchester on 11th of March. And by the way, we are also hosting together with the MFest the pre-event dinner, which is
Yeah,
also a great opportunity to have a nice casual conversation on the evening of 10th of March. I'm sure Prabhat would be able to share more details on that. And then, yeah, we are available, or I'm available on LinkedIn or over email. Let's just go to unybrands.com and send a quick chat request. We would be more than willing to have a discussion.
excellent, Alexey. Again, thank you very much for your time today, and I'll speak to you soon. And again, see you soon in Manchester next month.
Thank
All
you,
the best.
Prabhat. I'm very much looking forward to meeting everyone in Manchester on 11th of March. Thank you.
All the best. Bye for now.